Right, updates. Some of you will remember that last year we co-convened with Sebastian Ullman and Hans and I a session, a theme session on welfare conscious and sustainable fishing in the 21st century. And this started a bit of a discussion in ICES, which was great. We liked discussion, and that has led to basically ICES teaming up with the European Fisheries and Aquaculture Research Organisations, that's essentially the directors of all of the fisheries and aquaculture research institutes around Europe, who have jointly come together and realised we need to have a research focus on aquatic animal welfare, and that needs to start now. And how do we do it? So Hans and I are members of a working group in both IFARO and now in ICES, and we started work earlier this year, and the working group in IFARO was chaired by Dave Wrighton from CFAS in the UK. And we've been working fairly closely together over the last few months. And 2 weeks ago, we had a workshop at ICES HQ, where we were discussing various things, including risk assessment methodology, which I'll tell you a lot more about later tomorrow. But we also were looking at drafting terms of reference for a resolution for a new working group within ICES. That is currently with the Secretariat, and we hope that new working group will be launched in January 2026. And we will be looking for members. The terms of reference, as they stand at the moment, loosely, is to advise ICES on aquatic animal welfare in the context of scientific animals, aquaculture, and wild capture, both commercial and recreational. So everything has been lumped together, which is important and will be useful, but it means we've got a lot of work on our hands. We'll be providing recommendations and guidelines for improved animal welfare practices during ICES coordinated scientific work. That's going to be a key priority for them to begin with. Then we'll be developing objective methods, including risk assessments and operational welfare indicators, for empirically assessing the effects of implementing welfare-conscious practices. So how are we going to roll this out? How are we going to measure it? And how are we going to prioritise, which we'll discuss more tomorrow. Now, this will be of direct interest to all of you. An important objective, one of the terms of reference, will be to liaise with key industry stakeholders to identify critical welfare issues and their effects on product quality and sustainability. Does that sound familiar? I hope it does. It should be familiar to you all now. So the conversation we have here is going to be continued in ICES. And that's important because that ICES provide direct scientific advice to the European Commission and other member states. We will also be mapping and harmonising welfare indicators and liaise with other working groups. And there's already a lot of chat about which working groups we should be liaising with. Some quite excited chat, sort of, oh, you should be speaking to them. And we've already been in touch. In fact, Dave Wrighton is either yesterday or today had a meeting with another working group to start rolling things out. So the ball is already rolling. And we're going to identify existing and potential mitigations for welfare hazards, both in aquaculture and in wild capture. So all should sound very familiar to you all. But it depends on a very multidisciplinary approach, and that's why I'm speaking to you now. Obviously, ICES, there'll be lots of researchers, but a specific objective, as I've said, will be to engage with stakeholders. That's going to be very important, and stakeholders right throughout the industry, not just fishers. And we also hope to engage the regulators, so we can all sit down in a room and have grown-up conversations about how we're going to move forward with this. we won't be locking people in a room or on an island, unlike we've done with you today. So we expect you to be talking to each other and really do step outside your normal comfort zones, okay? I'm going to set you all a challenge. You have to meet somebody, not only you haven't met before, but from an industry you haven't spoken to before, or an aspect of the industry, or research, or whatever. Get speaking to each other. I will be asking questions later. So, thank you very much. We can begin with the... You don't need to clap me, don't worry.